In this short video I show you how I built a coal box for the AMPHORA boat. I received today a box made of stainless steel. You see from the top the coal will be applied here. You have a door opening in the front with a sliding door up and down. It will fit on the right side of the boat next to the box, as you will see later, which is carrying all the stuff in the boat, and it will contain about 10 to 15 kilo of coal. I use a wash primer for the pre-treatment before I apply 2K epoxy paints. The wash primer is from AMPHORA. It's a very, very strong primer which binds really strongly various level of paint applied afterwards. I use not airbrush, I use a very fine micropore roll and apply then this wash primer on the surface of this box, as you will see later also. And this is the first step. So in the next step I apply the first 2K epoxy color or paint on it. It is a black paint. It is used also for boats, and it is applied once again with these micro rolls, and it will harden now over a time period of 4 hours to 6 hours, so I leave it overnight, and it gives a really strong surface which protects every metal from seawater. It's a very high quality AMPHORA color. Yeah. So the next step is to brush with the surface with this spong, which is has a grain of 400. It's sandpaper. It's not paper, but it's a sand fabric. And to get rid of some irregular points on the surface. So I do this only a short time, or a short time period, before I apply the next level of, or a layer of color paint. So after sanding, the next step is to get rid of the dust which was generating during this sanding. For this I need a special tissue, and I take some acetone and wipe off very fast the surface, only shortly, not too long, otherwise I would dissolve the previous color. Wiping very briefly over the surface gets rid of the dust. see, the dust is in the tissue now. Was acetone. Now we go to the next step, the preparation of the next color. A few words to the colors I used. And as seen in the previous scene, I used epoxy HB coat as a first layer on the metal. It's this black 2K epoxy color. And now for the coloring process, I use this red, which you have seen in AMPHORA inside. I paint this coal box in the same color like the boat inside. It has also two compounds on the lower and on the upper part, and you will see now how I mix them and apply them to the surface. This is a very high quality polyurethane color, which gives almost glass emile hard surface. This is the best color I've ever used in my life. It's amazing. It is really hard as glass and gives a very shiny, resistant surface. So what you need is, first of all, one compound. This box was already open in the previous painting, but I once again mix it up. So what you do is you apply first the mix between the hardener and the polyurethane part. They are 1 to 2, so it means 1 part of hardener and 2 parts of polyurethane paint, and this is by weight. So I have here a balance, and now I will measure the right amount. So I take 80 grams of polyurethane color. And the second compound, there will be added 40. Get rid of the surface here. 40 grams of the second. And I usually add also a bit of special polyurethane thinner. first a bit, especially if you apply several layers. I really prefer to add or to apply 2 to 3 layers, and that's the reason it's better to apply several thin layers, what I found out, compared to only one layer, which is quite thick. I prefer thinner ones and several times. It's more work, but the result in my based on my experience is better. Of course, if you have small surfaces, if you have a big one, you really think about it. But one is for sure not enough. You need at minimum 2 layers to cover also the previous surface, which is black. So what you do is now you mix it roughly here with the wood stick, and then you give a time, at least 50 minutes, to start the polymerization process, or at least to get all the reagents in contact. So don't hurry, and also the small air bubbles, they will go up, and then you have not so many air bubbles on the surface. So just wait after you applied this before you start to paint. I use also these micro rolls here, these micro surface roll to roll the paint on the surface. So the 50 minutes are over. Now let's start painting. now we wait for 6 to 8 hours for the next layer. Okay, I applied the second layer of color, and now it's finished. It dries in the sun. You can see already. Okay, now I applied the second level of red color to the coal box, and now let's get for some of the details. On the side you see open parts which used to put a belt through it, and then the belt will fix in the box on the side of this main box here in the boat. And I will now place in a few seconds this box next to it. You have on the front side of the coal box, you have a sliding door to have access to the coal afterwards. The coal will be placed inside, and it has a funnel shaped structure so that the coal is moving from the right to here to the front side if it's full. So then you can easily take it out from the front. Now let's put the box next to the main box and look if it fits. And perfect. Now we have a coal box placed on the right side of the main box in the boat, and you can store about 10 to 15 kilo of Welsh coal or anthracite coal in it, and you have access to this part with this shovel here right away into the coal. Take it out and add it directly to the boiler. I have also a second shovel here, a small one, which can be kept here. And now I have only to fix with a belt this box to the side here of the main box, and then it's finished. And of course I will build a cap, a cover here for the coal bunker made of brass, and this I will show you in one of the next videos how it looks like. So but this project now is finished. And this is the front side view of the coal box. Fits good to the left side of